Moving on, India and the United States are now entering a crucial phase in their trade negotiations with a team of U.S. trade representative officials in New Delhi for 4 days of talks that are aimed at finalizing an interim agreement. Now, the urgency stems, remember, from a looming July 24th deadline when a new U.S. tariff framework is expected to take effect. While reciprocal tariffs imposed by Washington have been reduced from 50% last year to 18% now, both sides are looking to avoid fresh trade disruptions. American officials have indicated that a framework agreement is already in place, with only the final details left to be negotiated. The latest round of talks is expected to determine whether the two countries can convert months of negotiations into a formal trade pact. Despite signs that a deal is close, remember, several contentious issues continue to complicate these negotiations. India remains uncomfortable with the American demand linked to Russian oil purchases and greater access for American agricultural products. Washington had earlier imposed additional tariffs linked to India's imports of Russian crude, while market access for products such as soybean oil, animal feed, fruits, wine and spirits remains a key point of discussion between the two countries. The U.S. has also launched Section 301 investigations into India over issues including industrial overcapacity and forced labor concerns. New Delhi has pushed back against these allegations, arguing that trade surpluses are a normal feature of global commerce and highlighting its compliance with international labor conventions. The outcome of the trade talks carries significant economic implications for India. Remember, policymakers are hoping that greater certainty on trade relations with the U.S. will help restore investor confidence at a time of heightened global uncertainty. The rupee has weakened beyond the 95 per dollar mark, making it one of the poorest performing Asian currencies. A successful trade agreement could provide clarity for businesses, support investment flows, and reduce uncertainty for the world's fastest growing major economy. Our assistant editor for Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibbal, has sent us this report from New Delhi. Take a listen.
American trade negotiating teams will be in Delhi this week as both sides hope to conclude the trade arrangement very soon. We know the visit comes just days after the American side saw the visit of the Indian teams. And just last week, we saw the U.S. ambassador to India, Sergio Gore, saying just 1% of the trade deal is left to be negotiated. And he hopes that the trade agreement will be signed in weeks and months. But we know when it comes to negotiations, it can take a long process. There are several issues as well. There's market access, non-tariff barriers, and also the usual give and take. This comes even as India announced a trade agreement with the EU, which needs to be approved by the European Union Parliament. Also, in terms of other agreements, we know that UK and Oman trade agreement are expected to come into force very soon. But even as we know that the global trading order is going through a substantive changes, India is focusing on having its own trade agreements with various countries, including, of course, United States. With video journalist Piyush Goyal for WION in New Delhi.